You again.
Twice in one, well, basically a week or so. I'm a lucky
I
girl.
know. That
Yeah.
is very lucky.
You have a nice weekend?
Yeah, we were just saying it's busy. Like now that the weather's good, it just feels like, oh my God, there's so much to do and so many
Lots of activities,
things
I
on the
know.
calendar.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Everything's
Weekend,
good.
right. Yes.
It's like, oh my God, it's already Monday. Wow.
Yeah,
Where'd that
I
go?
know. I was thinking the same
Mm.
thing this morning.
Your
Even
hair
this
still looks
morning.
great.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
This morning's already gone past fast too. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But even
But
like homegrown, the fact that it's like here, it was like something that's like way off in the distance. Like, whoa, it's
Yep.
here in a month, just about.
I
So,
know. I know. Countdown's on.
Caitlin, I
Mhm.
was going to ask you, I'm there on someday, May something for Pitch It.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Pitch It training. Can I just stay for like an hour and just do a Zoom call from there? Is
yeah,
that okay?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I just got a team meeting that I won't have time to get back for, so
Is
if
that
that's
on
okay.
the 14th, May the 14th? The
I
build.
think so. Is that a Tuesday? Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yep.
that would be great.
No,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Cool.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know I'm somewhere, but
Busy times. Hello.
Good morning, Shelby.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're quiet, but
Okay.
yeah.
I know Belinda said she might be a few minutes late and we're waiting on, I think, four more.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Angela is joining us. I'll just let her in.
Hi, Angela.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Hello.
Good morning. We're just waiting on a couple of others to join us, so
Sounds
can
great.
chill for a few minutes. Yeah. There's Belinda.
There she is. Hello, Belinda.
Hello, sorry.
Morning. That's okay. We're still waiting on a couple, so.
Okay. And I know Natalie had said, she says, I can't get on.
Oh.
Says invalid
Oh.
address. Okay, I will message her.
Thank you. Was there someone from this panel, Belinda, that couldn't make it? Sorry, I'll give you a sec.
Shelby is at a baking show in Toronto, so she was not able
Sydney?
Sydney, sorry, Shelby is here.
I was like, Shelby's here.
I see Shelby now. It's Sydney,
Okay,
sorry, from
Sydney, got it.
the
Okay.
bakery who was at a bake show. I'm sorry, Shelby.
Oh,
You're
you're
good, no worries. There we go. Sierra. Hello. I can try and invite her directly from the page too.
Okay, I sent her the link
Oh, you did? Okay.
via the chat email or calendar and the email. So hopefully it works.
Okay, we'll just wait one more minute then.
Sure.
So she gets the whole show. Just so you know, ladies, we are recordings. Because Sydney isn't able to join us, we want to make sure that she gets the scoop on what's happening on the day and is able to prepare as well. So just so you are aware.
And I know Natalie had also said she's covering the store today, so she may have to
She might be in
be
and out.
be on and off. So
Okay.
oh, there she is.
There she is.
Awesome.
Yes.
No panelists left behind. We'll wait for everybody.
Okay, she can at least hear us. There she is.
Great.
Hi, Natalie.
It's working on my phone.
Weird.
Okay.
Mm.
You're good.
Okay, thank you.
just so you know, Natalie, we're recording. So if you do have to jump off, then we will have a recording you can tune into.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm the only one at the store right now.
Awesome. Okay, we'll get started because we're already a few minutes behind. But here we go. We're going to try and get through this in about half an hour because I know it's the start of the week and we've all got things to do. Monday morning is always a hectic one. So thanks for making time to join us and for being a part of Homegrown. This is turning into a big deal. So we're really thrilled that we've got so many amazing women joining us. If you haven't heard, tickets are sold out. So we've got a full house for the day, which is really exciting. I want to go through introductions right off the hopper. It's always kind of awkward to be in a Zoom call where you've got faces, you don't really know who anyone is. So I'll start with myself and then introduce you to our organizing committee and then our panel moderator, Christelle, as well. So my name is Heather Waterworth. I'm the owner and founder of Creative Worth Branding and Design. I'm coming in to you from my home office, which is where I do most of my work in Harriston. I work with clients all over on branding and websites. And Homegrown has been my third child for about 3 years now. It's been an idea that's been living in my head. And I'm so excited to see it kind of out in the world. It's kind of surreal to like have it be a thing that's actually happening and not just living in my brain anymore. And it's happening because of an amazing crew of partners and sponsors that we have. If you haven't checked out the website, you'll have to go and see all of the sponsors that have come on board for this and turn this into, you know, an event for women into a regional event for women. So we have people coming from all across 5 different counties, which is kind of incredible and I don't think has ever happened before. So it's really, really thrilling to have it explode into this cool thing that's happening and rurally too. I mean, you might see this kind of thing in a more urban center, but way out here in the boonies, as we say, it doesn't really happen that often. So, and those partnerships are part of the reason why you are on this panel in developing our sponsorships and talking to these partners. We had everyone select 2 women from their region and recommend them for our panel. So you are here because of your local economic development officer or your small business center. So in case you're wondering, how did we find you? That's how you sort of came to the table. A lot of those partnerships we've been fortunate to have because of Belinda. So Belinda Witt-Graham, she's part of our organizing committee. She's been leading up sponsorship. She is the Director of Community and Economic Development for the town of Minto. And she has a reputation, not just in Minto, but in the economic development world. She's just really known for creative ideas and innovation and not being afraid to try new things. So I couldn't do this without her. She was the first person I went to with this idea. And she's just a driving force behind so much that happens in Minto. So thank you, Belinda. If you want to add anything.
Nope, I won't. I'm just so happy to be here, and women in business is a passion of mine. And Heather's, yeah, she's an amazing woman, has amazing ideas, and I'm always behind her ideas. So thank you all for being a part of it. I think it's going to be a great event.
We also have Caitlin Turton joining us. So Caitlin is the business development coordinator for Launch at Minto and also for the Minto Chamber of Commerce. And she has really been our operations gal behind the scenes. She already in her job is used to building programming and connecting with small business owners and entrepreneurs, helping them get the resources that they need. So she has been, making sure that everybody's getting registered correctly and answering questions and really just building out everything we need behind the scenes to make it an awesome day. Do you want to add anything, Caitlin?
Sorry, my computer's a little slow today, but no, I'm just really excited to meet everyone here. It's going to be a fantastic event and just really looking forward to it and getting to know you a little bit more.
And then lastly, as far as my introductions, I want to introduce you to Christelle Maines. She is the executive director of the Guelph Wellington Business Enterprise Center down in Guelph. And really, she is just a force and a huge advocate for women in business and small business generally, but particularly women in business. I think they have her heart for sure. If any of you have heard of the RISE project, that was a project that came out of Innovation Guelph, which is now Boundless Accelerator, which is another sort of small, medium-sized business incubator. The RISE project came out of that a few years ago, and Christelle was really the lead behind all of that. That was her sort of brain baby, and it has just taken off. They have multiple streams. It's a huge program. It's a national program, right, Christelle? And I have a real personal connection to Christelle. She was my last boss before I went full-time into small business ownership. So, you know, I've got a real soft spot in my heart for Christelle. And she's, you know, if there's anything happening related to women in business in Guelph and Wellington County, Christelle is usually driving it or involved somehow. So we're super thrilled to have her on board. She is going to be your sort of point of contact on the day. She's going to be moderating both of our panels, and you're in good hands with her. So if you want to add anything, Christelle?
I don't know what to say now. I'm speechless, and
I
I'm not
love you,
usually
girl.
speechless. So just a pleasure to meet you all. I'm very excited and very honored to be asked to work on. I know this is what Heather's had this dream, and I know with Belinda and Caitlin's support, it's going to be an amazing day. I am a former entrepreneur several times over. In fact, that's how I met Belinda. Interesting, many moons ago. In Harrison, I owned the home hardware in Harrison at one time. So it's funny how our worlds sort of circle around. But yeah, so I'm very, very humbled and honored, and I look forward to our conversation on that day, because I think we're going to have a really great conversation. So it's nice to get to know you a little bit better, and we'll go from there. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Christelle. So I thought we'd do just like a really informal poll because, you know, I think we tend to think that we are doing things alone and that, you know, we're the only ones doing the things that we're doing. But in actuality, we're more alike than we are different. We did this on Friday with the other panel group, and it's my own curiosity, but I want to know, you can just sort of wave your hand, but how many of you grew up in rural Ontario? So like, you know, in the country or in a community of like, you know, less than 5,000 people. I did too. Did any of you have parents or grandparents that were small business owners or were entrepreneurs? No, Natalie and Sierra are saying no. How many of you have wanted to give up and throw in the towel at some point or other on your business? Yeah. So, you know, lots of similarities there. That was the case on Friday as well with the other group. So I'm going to stop talking for a bit and pass the mic over to our panelists. So I'm not going to cherry pick anybody to start. But if you want to introduce yourself, your name, your business and what you do, where you are, because our groups are quite spread out across, as I said, 5 counties. Tell us how long you've been in business, and then maybe something that you're looking forward to this week. That's a lot, but it's
I'll go first.
okay. Thanks.
I own the Eco Den in Mount Forest. I've been in business. November 1st will be 5 years. I actually, when Belinda messaged me, I thought she was just asking me to attend. And then 2 weeks later, I did a photo shoot with Heather and she's like, no, you're speaking. And I'm like, no, I'm that was fun. My stores about actually moved to Wingham, between Wingham and Whitechurch 2 years ago. So the Lucknow location we're at, it's like 8 minutes from my house. So this is actually working perfect for me. And what am I looking forward to this week? Like the sun, because this winter was horrible.
Yeah. It was gray for a long time.
Did I answer all the questions?
I think so. Tell us about the Eco Den and what it is, just in case no one knows. I don't know if they must be living under a rock. They don't know about the Eco Den.
We have in the store, like the store is like 98% Canadian made. I always try to go with small businesses over large brands. I'm really not interested in anything big or trendy. Most of our store is women owned as well. I always try to prefer to support small makers. Everything in the store is like chemical free. we just kind of basically try to teach people how to live more like an eco-friendly or harsh chemical-free lifestyle. And before this, I was actually a nurse for 12 years and gave that up, used my pension to open the store.
Awesome. Thank you.
Go
All right, who's next?
next.
Angela, awesome.
Angela, I own and run Stonebridge Flour. So it's kind of a niche thing. So I stone mill wheat, rye, spelt, and create 6 types of flours, 11 types of baking mixes, and I do markets. I sell to retailers and I sell on my online store. I have various merchandise too, because that is my creative outlet, is branding things, coloring things, and getting them laser engraved and all that kind of stuff. So I have whisks and wooden spoons and aprons and all the things that would go in a gift basket when I'm at a market or for holidays and things like that. My family, so my husband and his family has always farmed. So we actually grow the wheat that I mill. And in 2020, when everyone else was hitting COVID too, and sitting there between my 2 kids, helping them online learn, I thought, wow, I don't want to go back to supply teaching and taking contracts. I'm going to do something at home to support my kids in case they're bouncing in and out of schools. And long story short, I asked my husband the one day, I'm like, I can mill our wheat, right? And start making flour. And he said, sure, I can't see why not. Well, a year and a half of almost why nots came up, and it was quite the journey to sell my first bag of flour. So yeah, I've been in business then. First sale was December of 2021, so I've been in business for about 3 years, almost, give or take. So yeah, it's been really good.
And where are you, Angela?
Oh, so I mill in Kincardine, actually in a facility right behind my house, so I can work from home. I'm currently in my kitchen, having this call. And we grow just near Ripley, Ontario. Everybody knows what that is, but it's 10 minutes from here. And what we don't grow, I actually source from other farmers as close as I can to us. If they don't grow it in Ontario, then it gets shipped in through companies that I work with to find the wheat or grains that people are looking for. And this week I'm looking forward to, yes, sunshine and getting caught up on my paperwork.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a great introduction. Okay,
Okay.
Sierra, Shelby.
I'll go next. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So my sister and I own the Victorian Inn and Spa here in Listowel. We've been in business for about 3 years. We came out with COVID also. And my sister's a masseuse and I'm a florist. So we have a little gift shop here that we make pretty much everything in-house, and we get help from our grandma and our mom here just because we are still just a small little, it's just the 2 of us, so that's why it's just me on the panel. And yeah, we do fresh florals, homemade giftware. We also have an Airbnb that's very popular for weddings and events. Our most popular is that the mom and the daughters will come stay here and leave the men at home just across the road, which is kind of funny. And then what I'm most excited about is it's Mother's Day coming up this weekend. So we have a few big classes coming, and it's ladies' night on Thursday. So we're going to have a little draw and event.
Fun. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sierra Garrow. I use pronouns she, her, and I'm a registered psychotherapist and marriage and family therapist who's the owner and clinic director of Cambrian Counseling and Wellness. We're based in Meaford, Ontario, but do service the entire province. We specialize in walk and talk ecotherapy and also equine assisted psychotherapy. So that is kind of our niche, and then covering the entirety of the lifespan. So really from 0 to end of life, our clinicians see the full breadth of the human population. We have registered psychotherapists, social workers, occupational therapists, and students who are at the clinic. And we've been in business since February 1st of 2023, so just over a year.
Oh.
Still wet behind the ears, but working through all the growing pains and the very exciting things to come. In regard to what I'm looking forward to this week, I just hired my first bookkeeper. So I'm looking forward at onboarding and not having to manage my bookkeeping in Excel anymore, which feels very good.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on making it through your first year. That's a biggie. I think the first year is the hardest for sure. Yeah, and a bookkeeper. It's like a business owner's best friend, really. So well done. Thanks, everyone. That's great. Just to get to know everybody a little bit more and hear about your businesses behind the scenes. And that's really what Homegrown is all about. We want to, get women together sharing stories. And the idea for it really came from that. Selfishly, I just wanted to like get in a room with all of the amazing women in this area doing such cool things. And if I wanted that, I'm sure that, other business owners did too. So, if you haven't looked at the Homegrown website, a lot of the information about the day is there. And I thought I'd start just by taking you through the schedule for the day. So as I might have mentioned earlier, we have 2 panels going that day. And in terms of my vision for the day, I really wanted to hear from local business owners. A lot of events like this draw on a big sort of keynote speaker, but I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to hear from local women, and I wanted to hear, stories that were relatable and that I could learn from, and somebody that I could say, can we go for a coffee? That you were very, that the women would be sort of relatable and, that I could connect with them after the day. So that was sort of the intention in bringing local women onto the panel. So we have 2 groups. So you all are at the Planting Seeds panel, which means that you've been in business for less than 5 years. We sort of are thinking of you as like the most inspiring group. You're sort of like really charged up. You're doing amazing things. You've experienced huge growth in a very short amount of time. And so to contrast that, we also have the second panel in the afternoon is business owners that have been in business for like 5 to 10 years. So very different kind of perspective and different stories to tell in terms of their growth. And a lot of, in that case, it's been, slower growth, but they're still going, right? And they've got that longevity. So we want to really have those contrasts in experience and hoping that, for those of us that are a little more seasoned, I count myself among them because I've been doing this for 10 years. That you will sort of fire us up again and inspire us. And then likewise, those of us that have been around the block a few more times, that we will, impart some wisdom or some knowledge to you about, being in it for the long game. So that is the intention with the 2 panels. And I'll just take you through the day. We have structured it. The time frame is 9 to 3:30. So women have a lot of obligations, and so we just wanted to be able to honor that, and going with a little bit later start in the morning and then ending before that sort of end of business day, because we're often juggling many aspects of our lives throughout our business day. So we're going to have a slow start to the morning. Doors will open at 9, but things won't really get underway until 9:30. So people have time to just sort of come in as they please, get registered, get a coffee, get a snack, find someone to sit with, find a friend. Well, we're also doing complimentary headshots for everybody. So that's going to happen right at the start of the day at registration when everybody is looking their best. So that will happen as well, and you all will be included with that. We will have land acknowledgement, and I will give a little welcome. I'm going to be the MC for the day, so I'll be a friendly face for you as well. We have Heather Reeves joining us. Heather is an RMT and a yoga and meditation coach in Mount Forest. So she has been in business for almost 30 years. So she's just a lovely person. No, I count her among my sort of business besties. And she's going to lead us in a morning meditation and just sort of intention setting for the day. I think the energy is going to be high. So she's going to bring us back down to earth and ground us before we get going. And then we're going to kick off with your panel. So Christelle is going to sort of guide the conversation. And I'll talk a little bit more about the format of the panel in a little bit once we get through the schedule. And sort of, the format that we're going for and sort of the questions as well. We've packed in multiple kind of 10-minute windows throughout the day. As business owners, we're often running from one thing to the next and it's just nonstop, and we don't get a lot of time to just sit and think and breathe. So I really wanted to have 10-minute windows throughout the day where people can just reflect on what they've learned, what they've heard, anything that sort of popped into their head. So after your panel, so the panel, we've booked in 50 minutes for it. We'll have a 10-minute sort of journal reflection time. And then we've also got electives planned. So this is kind of a little bit like summer camp, where everybody's kind of going to go in the direction that they choose for an hour or so. We will have tables set up in the main building where people can contribute to community conversations. So we're going to be having just some questions on the table, and we're hoping that we'll just have big craft paper and everybody can kind of contribute their thoughts, and allows others to read and sort of write back, so to speak, and just kind of get a conversation going on paper about business ownership, things that feel hard, things that you're working on, what you might need support with, and hoping to help people build connections sort of in a quieter way that way. We also have content photo shoots happening and Ask Me Anything expert sessions. So this is all happening within an hour. So it'll give you an opportunity to mill around, network, kind of get some advice or tips for your business. You can make the most of like having that window to get some more photos taken for your business. And because you didn't register per se for the event, we don't have you signed up for those sessions. So Caitlin's going to follow up after our call and give you the opportunity to sign up for any of these sort of electives, as I've called them. We have experts, and again, they are local business women as well, but we've got experts in accounting, bookkeeping, HR and operations, social media, branding. What am I missing? Finance. So lots of opportunity to talk to women who, are in those sort of support roles for other businesses. So again, Caitlin will follow up with you on that. We've got more sort of journal reflection time and then lunch. So we're having, if you haven't been to Grassroots, it's an amazing venue. It is a farm, which just feels really appropriate for this event. The building that we'll be in is an old barn. So it's been converted into this amazing event space with this wood-fired cob oven in there where they make the pizzas. So we're having pizza and salad for lunch, and it'll be sort of buffet style. So very informal and casual, just trying to keep that rural feel too, very grassroots. And then after lunch, we'll have some announcements and we'll start with the second panel, and then it's just kind of rinse and repeat after that. So panel, reflection time, second sort of breakout window with those electives, more journal time. And then right at the end, we're going to bring everybody, all of the panelists back for an informal Q&A. So I expect that ideas or questions might come to people after the panel, or people might just need some time to work up the courage to ask a question. So that's going to be a bit of a, free for all. Again, we'll lean on Christelle to hold the reins on that, but just to have, more conversation and just sort of keep things easy and casual. And then we'll wrap up by 3:30. So that's kind of the flow of the day. Any questions about that? No? Okay.
I just wondered when
Okay.
you say, oh, sorry, can I ask
Go
a
ahead,
question?
Angela. Yeah.
When you say sold out, how many tickets were sold?
So we had 100, the capacity for the venue was 100 people. So when we took away, organizing committee, sponsors who received tickets as part of their sponsors, all of the panelists and experts, we ended up with, I think, about 55 or 60 tickets to sell. And it's a real cross section of women. It's really exciting. You're coming from all over those 5 counties. Business owners are at all stages of their business and like every type of business you can imagine. So designers, florists, wellness practitioners, like professionals who are more service-based. It's really like shop owners. It really runs the gamut, which is awesome and exactly what I wanted. So it's really cool to see that come to fruition. So it'll be lots of cross-pollination is what I'm hoping for in terms of people connecting and collaborating and coming up with new ideas. Yeah, we'll see. I'm most excited for sort of the fallout of the event, just to see what happens from getting all these women in a room together. So, so the format for the panel. So as I said, the venue is really, it used to be a barn, so it's an open air venue. And really a blank slate for us. There isn't a stage per se, so we're trying to figure out the best way to create a stage without having to build anything. And I think we might just end up having you sit on sort of like bar height stools so that you're above the audience and that you can project. We will have audio support, so we'll have mics that, you know, we can make sure that everybody can hear what you're saying. And we do have a site visit planned for later in the month. So we'll have a better understanding of sort of the layout once we've had a chance to get into the space and poke around. Belinda and Caitlin, have you been? I can't remember. Yeah. So we've all been, but trying to envision like, where do tables go? Where do chairs go? It's a different story. So if anybody's been on the organizing side of an event, you know. And so the format for the panel, we really want it to be conversational. A lot of times with panels, there's one question and the mic gets passed along and everybody answers the same question, but we want to make the most of the opportunity and have it really be a conversation. We want it to feel like a conversation among friends. And that's sort of the tone for the day, is that it's a warm crowd and we're all friends here. So we want you to feel comfortable to be able to share or not share, whatever feels comfortable for you as well. And share your personal experiences. Again, Christelle's job is to rein you in. So making sure that everybody gets time and space to share what they want to share. We are still refining like the specific questions that we're going to be asked, but I'm going to take you through sort of themes and topics so you can start to think about your responses and your thoughts on those things. Obviously, the questions are geared toward business ownership, but really want to put that rural lens and rural experience on things as well and keep the conversation local, so to speak.
And Heather,
So
you will
yeah.
share those once they're
Mhm.
set, just so you don't need to be
Yes.
scribbling note like down the questions.
No.
Those will get sent
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yes, we'll send them out once we've got them finalized. We're just sort of reviewing them internally. And certainly, you know, if you look at them and you think, I would really like to share something about this, then please, we are open to collaborating and making the conversation what you want it to be as well. So it's a great experience for you. So just like you introduced yourself here, we really want you to be able to share your business origin story. So who you are, why you started in a rural community versus, you know, in a different center. Maybe some ideas about how your location has influenced your original vision or mission for your business and how, you know, location has impacted that. Certainly the challenges of business ownership. So something, you know, maybe you'll share a big and a small challenge that you've had in these first few years of business. Thinking about your business model and how you've had to change your original idea or evolve it. Even things about your marketing approach for a smaller community, how that might be different than what you initially planned. And then, you know, how have you adapted to community feedback to your business as well? So how has the community impacted things as well? Not just sort of you looking out, but the outside looking in too. Meeting the people where they are. Thinking about support. So I just realized. So one other aspect of the event that's really important is that we have all of the small business centers from across the 4 counties will have a presence as well, because we want women to know about the resources that are available to them through their county and through their communities. So all of the small business centers will have a table with information about their programs. They will have representatives there. So during those breakout times, those hour-long windows, attendees will be able to go and ask questions and learn about how they can get funding or how they can get a business coach or other workshops and programming that might be available to support them. So sorry, that was a huge gap. I left out. So that's just another, you know, aspect, connecting women to the resources that are there for them. But We want to hear about the resources that you may have accessed as well on your sort of business growth and business journey. So where have you been able to find business support? Has it come from the local community? Have you connected with other business owners? Have you had to look outside of the community? And that's really good information for the small business centers and organizers, because we want to know what the gaps are, right? And how we can help you get the resources you need without having to travel to find them. So we really want to hear stories from you, those sort of like catalyzing moments in your business, things that reaffirmed your decision to stay small, perhaps. Natalie had a really great post over the weekend about her decision to stay to one location. But why, again, what has reaffirmed your decision about staying in a small rural community? We'll have the inevitable work-life balance question. It's kind of unavoidable, particularly as women when we wear so many hats. Rural life is known for being a slower pace, but business ownership is never slow. So there's always things to do, and you've always got a list as long as your arm that needs to get done. So how do you reconcile those two, wanting a slower pace of life, being in a rural community, but also juggling those demands of business ownership? So what practices and habits have you built into your life, your schedule, to be able to, enjoy the best of both worlds? And then we want to hear about, you're the planting seeds panel. So we want to hear about where you want to grow and what is coming up next for you. What are you working on? How are you hoping to have an even bigger impact on your customers and your clients, but also your community? And sort of where do you see yourself making a bigger mark in the next couple of years? And then it's always nice to have some reflection as well. So, what advice would you give to yourself 5 years ago when you were just, had this seed of an idea and were just getting started? What would you tell yourself? Would you do it all again? Would you start again? Would you start sooner? Would you prepare more? All of those things. So that's kind of, the flow. Again, wanting to keep it conversational, and we will send out these questions once we sort of nail down the nitty gritty. And as I said, we don't want it to be a question where everybody gets to have their piece, but really keeping it conversational. And yeah. Any questions or ideas? We're also open to your feedback. If you have other things you'd like to talk about, we can definitely work that into the plan for the day. I'll open the floor.
I think you did a really good job covering everything. I think
Okay.
maybe the only one you would touch on is how we kind of go on the age gap of how rural is. Like was older generation, but now it's starting to be younger, and how we've kind of had to pull in both. And that's one thing my sister and I have noticed, that we need to swing both ways. We need to pull in the mom and me. So yeah, we're talking about doing a tea party for mom and me, but then it was also a very popular thing for the older generation to come and kind of quiet, just the girls.
That's really amazing observation, actually, that this swing, and I think technology maybe plays a piece in that, in terms of even just connecting us and being able to connect through social media and whatever. But really that's sort of the transition and the sort of renaissance of all these, younger women coming in with these amazing business ideas that were possible maybe 30 or 40 years ago, for various reasons. So that's a really, really good observation.
Yeah, we've noticed it even in our marketing that we need to do older generation and younger to keep it pretty open.
Anybody else? Thoughts, concerns, wishes?
I think we need more than 50 minutes.
Yes, we will, but
There's going to be a
you know.
whole room of women that we know how to talk, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it will be a challenge. Again, that's Christelle's challenge. So good luck to you. And I anticipate that as the day goes on, people will come up to you and say, I want to hear more about this, or I'm feeling this exactly, what you described. And so I really hope that people will take the opportunity to connect and ask questions when they can get face to face with somebody else who's had a similar experience. Belinda?
Yeah, I just was thinking about that because we do know it is a short day and a lot to cover, that we're already planning like follow on mini events, kind of mini homegrowns, to bring people back together and further have conversations and learnings and stuff. So there's a lot of people that didn't get tickets or wanted to come for whatever reason. And we do want to bring people together and continue conversations. So it won't be a one and done event.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can just add too, I just think
Yeah.
that that's starting the conversation, right? And that's the whole point and I think there's a relatability that some people maybe wouldn't want to share in front of 100 people, but certainly they'll seek you out and be able to share and connect and network that way as well too, right? So that's the beautiful part, because to the lady's point, this will continue on. This is just a starting point. Yeah, it's very cool.
And I think, 100 people sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Belinda and I thought, oh my gosh, is this venue too small? But I kind of, there's beauty in keeping things small. And I think, being able to build those connections, an event we would love to serve more people, of course, and get more people in the room, but keeping it small allows us to actually build those connections, and it's time well spent. Then, you get 10 solid minutes with someone instead of, being lost in a crowd. So keeping that grassroots feel too. Okay, awesome.
Another question I did have was, is there gonna
Yeah.
be like name tags in that, or do you want us to wear something that kind of has who we are on it?
Yeah, Caitlin, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, we are going to have little lanyards with name tags and schedules on the back so that people can, know who you are when they're chatting with you. So yeah, we're definitely going to have those ready for the pickup on the morning of. And we also, I was going to mention it in the email that I'm going to send out, but we are also doing like little gift bags with business cards of everybody that's attending. So make sure you bring, at least 100 gift cards or small promotional items that we can throw in those bags.
Business cards, not gift cards.
Business cards, not gift
Business
cards.
cards. Sorry, I had think Minto first gift cards on the brain, but yeah, business cards so that people can get a hold of you and contact you and connect with you. And then we'll hand those out to everyone that attends so that they have your contact information. I'm also going to send around the list of all the panelists, so you can feel free to connect and follow and share and see who you're going to be chatting with, just to create some of those connections ahead of time.
And everybody's on the website too. So that's another way to just sort of check out the experts as well, the other panel, the small business centers that'll be joining us. So, yeah. Anything else?
Do you want us there any earlier than 9, or we just come at the same
No,
time?
I think 9 o'clock will be just fine. Yeah. And if that changes, we'll let you know. We will certainly, if this isn't the last you'll hear from us before the event, we will be in touch, at least, at the latest the week before, with any sort of little details that you need to know. So.
Can I just add as well too, just for the panel itself, just pulse checks, right? Like if we're gonna have good days and bad days, and if it's been a week for you or whatever, just just give me a little heads up, or just a little. I'm not asking for your personal business, but I certainly just would say, if there's something, or just feeling a little bit, maybe a topic is just feeling a little bit off or whatever, that's okay. Or stuff is going on in your world that you just please let me know, because I can field the questions appropriately accordingly, right? Because we're all human at the end of the day. And like I said, it's going to be an amazing day, and I know the energy is going to be awesome. And if you are having a bad day to start, I'm sure it'll make you feel better just being around so many great people. But there is the opportunity that I want to be receptive to anything that's going on, and sensitive, and make sure you feel inclusive of the conversation regardless. It's important.
And that's why Christelle's our moderator.
Well, that's part of the authentic conversation, right? So yeah, I appreciate
you just
that.
have this awesome ability to hold space for everyone and make it space that they're comfortable with too. So.
Absolutely. That's what this is about. Yeah.
Okay, if there isn't anything else, I'll let you get on with your day. Thanks for making time again to chat with us this morning, and then for being a part of Homegrown and making my dream come true. So I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care. See
Look
you
forward
guys
to
Have a
seeing
soon.
great
everybody.
week.
Take care.